everybody. Well, it's Monday morning, about 5:30 a.m. local time. Woo, a little spray. I reported earlier, after all this time, the northeast monsoon came in. And it was quite nice at first. But as it got closer to sundown, I thought it would ease off. Well, it didn't exactly do that. In fact, through the night it got pretty damn strong. And we were charging along. And the wind shifted more north. It was almost due north. The autopilot was going insane trying to keep up, but eventually jammed all the way in one direction, and the staysail got backed with the wind. Well, I came out and looked at it. We were actually on course, making good speed with the back staysail on a starboard tack. So I just left it. I disconnected the autopilot, lashed off the tiller with my control lines there, and let the boat go. Now, we were still going a little bit too much south and not quite enough west. So, here a little while ago, I decided to start the motor, give us a little extra push to gain some westing. And the problem was that I put almost all the fuel that I had left in the port tank, thinking that the wind had been southeast, southwest, south, so we're going to be on a port tack. That means the boat heels to starboard and the fuel in the tank moves also to starboard, which surrounds the pickup tube. Little did I know, the weather had a different idea in mind, and we started getting this northeast monsoon wind, which eventually went north. So now the fuel is draining away, or flowing away from the pickup tube. And I started the motor earlier, and we ran for, I don't know, maybe an hour. And I could sense that the motor was gasping from time to time. So eventually it quit. So I had to go check to make sure that it wasn't a clog in the fuel line. That wasn't the problem. But it was because of the healing. There was still probably 15 liters of fuel left in the tank, but with that extreme healing, it was sucking air up through the pickup tube. So we come out here and grabbed our last, I don't know, 10 or 11 or 12 liters from the jug and poured that in the tank to get the level up. I didn't put it in the starboard tank because the starboard tank's just about empty. Although you would think that would make more sense, because on a starboard tack, the starboard tank fuel flows towards the pickup. But with an empty tank, the pickup's not at the very bottom. Wouldn't really be as much use as putting the fuel back into the port tank and getting the level up high enough to reach the pickup tube, even with the boat heeling insanely like it's been doing. Anyway, you can see these pictures of the ocean out here. I would say the wind easily got up, easily 25 knots, probably more like 30. It's still blowing that. I mean, there's greenies everywhere, getting waves, wind waves, at only about 15 miles off the coast, getting wind waves up in the 2-meter range. Spray flying in the cockpit because they're sailing up against the wind about as far as we can go. Hoping to hold the course line to make the entrance to Richards Bay, which now is about 20 miles away. Anyway, that's how our Monday morning is going. How about you folks? Bye for now. jib sailing. Okay folks, here we are. 10:45 a.m. We finally cleared the breakwater. We were getting real close and called Port Control. They wanted us to hang out, wait for a ship to come in front of us. So we sat out there and went in circles for a couple hours, and in that time period the wind went from about 5 knots from the southwest to over 20 knots west-southwest with a 1 meter sea. It's taken us, I don't know, an hour and 45 minutes to go about 3 miles to get into the harbor. Fortunately, I think we still had a bit of a south-setting current, or I'm not sure we could have made it at all. Not with that strong a wind and the choppy seas. Anyway, there's a big ass breakwater. That's the south side. The north side, there's a beach over there with a bunch of people on it. And of course, where we're going is that way. We've got to go about a mile up the channel here, and then we make a hard right turn into a small basin area where the customs dock is. That will be our first stop. Anyway, it's turning into a beautiful day. I'm not sure, but it might be a sou'wester coming up the coast. That's where this strong southwest wind came from. And also where that 30 knot northerly came from last night. I think that was the northern part of the sou'wester coming up the coast. Amateur weatherman out.